The rest of the calendar year is shaping up quite nicely in the world of boxing, and with a couple of massive fights on the horizon, fans are eager to see the outcomes of the likes of Canelo versus Golovkin. Fans also want to see if Danny Garcia can add to his old world titles too. Today we are looking forward to Canelo versus Golovkin and discussing if Garcia can win a title at 154. Stay tuned. Let's jump straight in and discuss the upcoming Alvarez versus Golovkin bout. The Mexican will do battle with the Kazakh for the third time this fall, in what promises to possibly be a Fight of the Year candidate. Golovkin has only been beaten once throughout his 16-year professional career, which came at the hands of his longtime rival, Saul Canelo Alvarez, back in 2018. That was the second time the two had met after their 2017 fight had ended in a draw. Alvarez was most recently out at light heavyweight, losing against Dimitri Bivol, but a return to super middleweight should see him regain his naturally quick movement. Some people have said that Golovkin, on the other hand, seems to be in decline. However, he has stopped his last two opponents at middleweight and super middleweight, suggesting there is a little bit of fight left in the old dog yet. Canelo's WBA, Super, WBC, WBO, and the Ring super middleweight titles will be on the line when the pair meet in September, but the Mexican legend would do well not to underestimate Golovkin. Although the pair are capable of knocking opponents out, neither man has stopped the other in their previous two fights, so fans can probably expect this one to go the distance. However, given Canelo's busy style, he usually gets the nod if it does go the distance, which means Triple G might be looking for the knockout finish. Whatever happens, this one promises to be one of the best fights this fall. What do you guys think? Next up, we are discussing Danny Garcia's chances at 154 pounds. Stay tuned. Garcia is a former champion at light welterweight and welterweight, but could he be set to challenge at 154 pounds? The Philly native has fought at super welterweight in the past, coming up short against Keith Thurman back in 2017, losing a split decision in the process. And before his fight last weekend against Jose Benavidez Jr., some people had suggested that a run at a super welterweight title might be a little beyond the 34-year-old. Those in the know had suggested that he would be a little too small for the weight class, losing some speed on the way to a bigger division. But it turns out that he proved everyone wrong. He won a majority decision against his fellow American, showing some good counter-punching along the way. The performance has validated his own belief in his ability and shut some doubters up along the way. However, all four divisional belts belong to 32-year-old Jermell Charlo, who calls himself the future of boxing. It is thought that one of Charlo's belts will more than likely become available in the near future. So could our man Garcia be in a position to take a run at whichever one Charlo vacates? He's completed the first part of Mission Super Welterweight, anyway, in beating Benavidez. So Charlo and other fighters in the division could now be forced to sit up and take him seriously. What do you guys make of Garcia's chances at bagging a 154-pound title? Let us know below. Garcia has been commended after speaking up about mental health next. Stay with us. Echoing Patty the Batty Pimblett post-fight message surrounding mental health recently, Danny Garcia used his own post-fight interview to talk about his own struggles with depression. Fans and fellow pros have applauded his bravery at speaking out, following his first performance in the ring for 20 months. After the fight, Garcia admitted to going through anxiety as well as depression, before going on to say, "It was the pressure of life, the pressure of boxing, being a good dad. I'm just letting it out right now because it was stuck inside. It rained on me for a year and a half, and the only way to get better is to fight and to win. And I'm a fighter. It's what I do and love to do. If you battle anxiety and depression, you can get over it. That's what I did tonight." His fellow boxer, Ryan Garcia, praised his candor after speaking out about the issue himself in the past. What do you guys make of Garcia's comments? Another huge fight in the near future up next. We're talking about Joshua versus Usyk 2. Stick around. Anthony Joshua was defeated last time out via unanimous decision by the ever-game Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, and the pair will dance again in just under 3 weeks' time in Saudi Arabia. Usyk handed Joshua his second professional loss, and the Briton will be hoping to win back the WBA, Super, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight titles Usyk relieved him of last September in London. But does he possess the quality to get it done? Usyk is widely regarded as one of the top 5 best boxers on the planet right right now, with many people pointing to this fact when doubting Joshua's chances in the rematch. Some have claimed that Joshua didn't take Usyk seriously in their first fight, which is crazy considering what the man's done in the sport, but he cannot be accused of that this time around. It is thought he is already out in the Middle East to prepare for the bout, as he looks to set up a huge money spinner with the best heavyweight on the planet, Tyson Fury, next. Joshua was a shadow of his former self in last year's Usyk bout, but you can expect him to be a bit more aggressive this time around, as he seeks to win back fans he might have lost after the first fight with his Ukrainian rival. Who do you guys have when this one rolls around? We're discussing the Iranian Hulk now. Stay tuned. Sajjad Gharibi, also known as the Iranian Hulk, took to the boxing ring last Saturday in his boxing debut. However, it didn't quite go to plan, as he was easily beaten in the very first round. Going up against Jumanov Almat Bakitovich, also known as the Kazakh Titan, Gharibi was dominated, and the bout was stopped in the very first round as the Kazakh landed unanswered blow after unanswered blow. With the Kazakh working the head and the body, the Iranian Hulk failed to reply to any of Bakitovich's shots, even turning his back on his opponent at one point. That was enough for the referee, who stepped in to stop any further punishment. After the fight, Gharibi said, "I have nothing to say, but I am ashamed and I apologize to the Iranian people." After the fight, the Iranian's trainer attempted to make excuses by blaming sponsors and a bad situation, but this was yet another reason why these circus-like fights should be outlawed. Gharibi had no business being in a boxing ring, and simply being a big man is not a good enough reason. He could have been seriously injured. Gharibi had been set to take on Martin Ford at the O2 in England earlier this year, but Ford pulled out as he didn't want to be the cause of Gharibi taking his own life if he lost. The Iranian had previously spoken of being disowned by his parents and also being suicidal. What do you guys make of these celebrity boxing fights? And finally, news of the Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman fight canceled. As you probably know by now, Paul announced over the weekend that his upcoming bout with Hasim Rahman Jr. has been called off, accusing the son of former heavyweight world champion Hasim Rahman of a lack of professionalism. Rahman had attempted to save the day after Tommy Fury was denied entrance to the US thanks to his business relationship with alleged Irish gangster Daniel Kinahan. However, Paul and the team at MVP Promotions decided to call off the event after it turned out Rahman would not be able to make a weight they had previously agreed upon. After Friday's weight check revealed he was at 215 pounds, MVP decided to act, as he had only dropped 1 pound since the contract was signed. Of course, many fighters drop multiple pounds the week before the fight, so Rahman could technically have made weight, but then Jake Paul would have actually had to face a professional boxer who was bigger than him. Rahman suggested a catch weight of 215, but the New York State Athletic Commission wouldn't budge on 205, which would still have been doable for Rahman. In response to the development, Paul's team accused Rahman of being unprofessional, also saying MVP and Jake Paul will not reward someone that has conducted themselves in such a deceiving and calculated manner. Oh please. This is a shame, as many people around the world were looking forward to seeing if Paul could actually hang with a legitimate boxer. What do you guys make of this? As always, thanks for joining us today, and remember to stop by again next time when we will be discussing loads more cool bits and pieces. And remember to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any more great content in the future. Bye guys!